What's up players, ReadyPlayerManu here, and today I will show you a game called Guild of Guardians. Guild of Guardians is a mobile RPG that will allow players to turn their gaming passions into assets. It will be a multiplayer fantasy action RPG where players build their dream team of guardians and compete in a guild to earn epic rewards. It is developed by Stepico and published by Immutable. Their vision for this game is to have millions of players who enjoy the game, to be the best AAA mobile blockchain RPG, and to have players and community members turn their passion for gaming into valuable digital assets. This is their website, so this is their homepage. As you can see, you can buy their NFT now. Currently, they are on pre-sale. However, some of the heroes and the guilds are already sold out. So you can earn limited edition heroes to earn gems. This is the frequently asked questions. If you have more questions about the game, you can check it out here. Store. So this is their store where you can buy heroes. Currently, the rare hero is up for sale but still coming soon. Pet and energy boosters. Energy is sold out, but pet summon is still available. And the guild is already sold out. But even though they are already sold out, you can still join the game. It is a mobile RPG where players take teams of heroes through challenging dungeons to collect resources. These resources are used to create valuable items and heroes which can be sold for real money. Players will work together to create the best squads of guardians, contribute to their guild, and strategize to complete the most challenging content in the game. So the game is set in a familiar fantasy RPG world where players can play as mages, warriors, elves, orcs, and more. They have their own set of design principles in which they firmly believe that will lead to a successful blockchain game. So they want to have a player ownership of content. So that is why this is an NFT game. They want to have a social cooperation required. So the players have to work together in order to maximize progression and profit. Multiple avenues of satisfaction. So you can get it through different game modes and the game content. And a truly authentic and sustainable player-driven economy. So they plan to add large amounts of content in the game which will be player-generated. It is inspired by Diablo and Dungeons and Dragons, so the game takes place in a classic fantasy universe. There are dungeons to explore and monsters to be slain. Play as orcs, elves, humans, or strange magical creatures. The art style of the game has an aesthetic, low poly style, and all characters and combat is in 3D. Players will bring a team of heroes into dungeons to fight. Team strategy here is as important as skill. Your team composition and synergies matter, as does your skill usage and ability to dodge. Currently, we are looking at factional, class, and elemental synergies in combat. For example, teams of all Horde could have their raw attack boosted. Teams of all Fire Element could have a higher chance to inflict a damage over time, and etc. They're currently considering a combo system that would allow for skilled players who dodge and time attacks to rack up damage numbers. They want to have the traditional roles of tank, healer, DPS, and support to be valuable in the game. Player skill in aggro management, healing output, and damage output will be put in the test in their most challenging content. The gameplay loop involves players venturing into the dungeons to complete challenges, so the players will earn rewards such as resources, currency, and equipment. These rewards will be used to recruit and upgrade heroes and to create new equipment, thus completing progressively harder dungeons. It is worth noting that dungeons in Guild of Guardians are level-based and not open world. Each one is unique and filled with monsters, bosses, and traps that players must overcome to complete. Heroes are unique characters that players will take into dungeons to defeat monsters and collect rewards. Heroes are defined by a few characteristics. There will be factions such as Horde, Empire, and Glade. Classes such as Warrior, Ranger, and Mage. Rarities: Common, Rare, Epic, Legendary. Note that common heroes are not blockchain and are not tradable in the game. Elements: water, earth, fire, dark, and light. In addition to the above characteristics, each hero has 2 abilities, one active and one passive. Active abilities are like ultimate actions that can clear a room, heal an entire team, taunt a boss, or deal massive single target damage. They want Guild of Guardians to be a multiplayer at heart. Players who want to earn big, collect everything, and complete the game will want to join a guild. Guilds will allow players to group up and attempt the hardest and most rewarding content in the game, craft items for sale on the marketplace, and more. So guild comes in 4 tiers: the Adventurers Guild, the Warriors Guild, the Legends Guild, and the Mythic Guild. So as the different kinds of guild have more members depending. For example, the Mythic Guild has 50 members and has only 10 pieces, or there can only be 10 Mythic Guilds in the game. So 10% of the guild crafting sales will go to the Guild Master. Guild offers access to game modes that are only accessible to members. These game modes will provide players with avenues to show off their best heroes, fight the strongest enemies in the game, and earn unique and rare rewards. Pets can initially only be purchased in the pre-sale, but once the game launches, they can be found for sale by players. Upon purchase, players are rewarded with an equipable pet. Which pet you get on each purchase token is randomized, with the most powerful pets being very rare. Pets can be 3 types: worker, scout, or hunter. Worker pets provide passive generation of crafting resources. Scout pets increase dungeon item drop chance, while hunter pets increase dungeon completion rewards. There are also 4 rarities: common, rare, epic, and legendary. But unlike the heroes, common pets can be traded. Take note that when you use your hero or guardian in the dungeon, they will acquire hero fatigue, which reduces your hero stats if used too often in a row. So here comes the energy boosters. They remove the fatigue rate increase a hero would suffer from when going into a dungeon. It will allow players to reuse their favorite heroes for a longer time without suffering penalties to hero stats. The developers will not sell equipment. It is vital for them to ensure us that the game will be player driven. So they have hundreds of weapons and pieces of armors ready for players to find, create, and trade. Each one of the equipment can have unique buffs that provide stat bonuses to heroes that they are equipped onto. So there will be 4 types of equipment: weapon, helmet, jewelry, and boots, with 4 rarities: common, rare, epic, and legendary. Currently, there are no plans to have equipment modify the appearance of heroes in or out of the dungeons, but we all know that having different appearance between players is really cool, so I hope they implement it in the future. Other aspects of the game include summoning and merging. Players can play for free to earn common heroes, so common heroes are not tradable. Players can then merge multiple heroes into higher rarity, meaning players can play for free and eventually work their way up to owning legendary heroes. So higher rarity heroes will now become tradable. Ascension. Once a hero is at the max level, a player can ascend it, which will increase its level cap. This unlocks the hero's potential power. Crafting. Crafting materials will be a drop from dungeons. Players can contribute crafting materials to their guild to craft blockchain items, which will automatically be sent to the market to be sold, and the profits split based on the contribution of each player. So the more you contribute, the higher your split of the share of the pool of that equipment. They're also exploring additional ways in which players can earn, such as rare drops from guild-based game modes, and etc. We'll find out more about that in the future. The in-game currency, called Gems, is an ERC20 token which is being created, issued, and distributed by Guardians Corporation. So the goals of the gem is for player reward. Gems are a tradable in-game currency which are given as gameplay rewards to improve player retention retention, and provide an avenue for play to earn. It also allows players to access premium content. Align incentives. Gems can be given to other community members as an incentive to grow the game and community, which ultimately results in a better Guild of Guardians experience for all players. Regulatory economy. Gems form a critical part of helping build a sustainable play-to-earn economy and protect against bots. So there will be a fixed distribution of gems. There will be a total supply of 20 million gems over the course of 4 years. So this will be the distribution of the gem. 8.5% or 1.7 million gems are reserved for sale via a private and or community sale to encourage its early use and to allow for early voting to be done on game direction or features. This will unlock over 24 months for community sale and 30 months for private sale with a 12-month cliff. They may also provide early access to the game or exclusive heroes to early backers. 20% or 4 million gems will be allocated to the Leonis in payment for development services in building out the Guild of Guardians game. This will unlock over 48 months with a 12-month cliff to incentivize long-term growth. Player rewards. 35% or 7 million gems will be set aside to a smart contract managed reward pools, which distributes gems to players depending on qualifying game behaviors. So the example of qualifying game behaviors for the players will be play time, so amount of energy or play in the game, account level or character progression, the account history, so activity in the past week, and completion of in-game quests. So there is a large pool of rewards dedicated to players because players will be using these rewards. So this is the distribution for the play to earn for us players. Community rewards. 30% or 6 million gems will be held in a discretionary rewards pool called community rewards. So the pool has several benefits. It will reward activities which are difficult to quantify but add significant value to the game. Provide rewards to the entire game community who make the game better to play, not just players. So allow for iterations to the reward distribution approach to make the game as successful as possible. So the example of the allocation mentioned would be bonus rewards for founder NFT purchase, liquidity mining, content creation, and competition rewards. Guardians Corporation. 6.5% or 1.3 gems will be held by Guardians Corporation. 600,000 of these will be available from day 0, and Guardians Corporation intends to commit some of these tokens to liquidity pools initially. The remainder unlocked over a 4-year period with a 1-year cliff. What are the utilities of the gems? First is, gems are needed to mint gaming NFTs. Example, merging or combining several heroes of one rarity to create one hero of a higher rarity. Crafting, working together with your guild to collect resources to craft tradable items. Ascension, upgrading a hero to add a star and increase its level gap. Gems are needed to buy assets from a primary sale. So whenever a player purchases an asset in a primary sale, 20% of the sale value must be paid for in gems and sent to a reward pool. So they will likely allow the purchase to occur in a single transaction and automatically purchase gems from a DEX and transfer those gems to the rewards pool on the player's behalf. So we'll have to stay tuned for this and we'll have more information in the future. Gems are distributed back to players via an active staking rewards pool. So there will be 2 stages of staking. First is the vote and stake. Gems in the reward pool are distributed to everyone who votes on meaningful game decisions. Gem holders must both stake and vote in order to earn rewards, with rewards being proportional to the amount they have staked. Gems may be subject to transfer and restrictions. The stage 2 is the play and stake. In the long term, they plan to distribute gems in the reward pool to everyone who plays the game instead of everyone who votes. The definition of plays the game is intended to require active participation and, for example, may include in-game achievements that require 30 minutes of playtime per week. To build a more cooperative community, gem holders will be able to delegate their plays the game work to other players in exchange for sharing a percentage of their gems reward. Implementing this change may require passing a community vote. So this sounds like you let other players play for you, and other games, they might call this scholarship, used for governance and voting. So they expect to assign more and more decisions to gem holders as the game matures. So example, setting liquidity mining incentives and distribution rates per pool, adjusting marketplace fees for trading, adjusting the gem cost of purchasing assets, and etc. This is the upcoming roadmap. As you can see, in quarter 2 of this year, sell exclusive founder gaming collectible NFTs. NFTs tradable and minted into immutable X. This is currently ongoing with guilds already sold out in the pre-sale, and also the energy boosters. In the heroes, almost all heroes are sold out except for the rare ones, and also the pets. Also in quarter 2 of this year will be the initial issuance of Guild of Guardians gems to early backers. I'm not sure if the early backers have already been given gems. Second quarter of next year will begin the soft launch of the alpha version of the game, to also begin early testing of voting using the gems. At the end of next year, they will launch the beta of the game, likely to include additional game modes and quality of life features. So in quarter 2 of 2023 will be their planned full release of the game and operation of the game as a live service. It will likely to include a full suite of game modes and new content released periodically. That is it for the short introduction of the game Guild of Guardians. I hope that you will join me as I play the game. But before that, also do your own research. You can still buy in the secondary market, and also the rare heroes and the pet, it will be bought in this website. So if you're planning to join me in the game and you will buy, maybe you can use my link, so it will give you 5% on your purchase, and I will also earn of 5% of your spending. So if you haven't followed yet and subscribed, please do to my channel so that you will learn more about this game and other games. And if you have questions, you comment down below and we'll try to answer it. And I will also post the links below for their Discord and other media. That is all, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. The doctor is out.